Hey! In this video, let's talk about 5 ways for you to use your steering toggles or brakes the right way. From SkydiveVibes, sharing the passion of skydiving and helping you become a better skydiver. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and clicking the little bell icon to be notified whenever we do post videos all about skydiving. So not long ago, I was reminded about 5 ways really we can use our toggles, whether for steering or braking, but by knowing those, we get safer piloting our canopy. So I wanted to share those 5 ways with you. The first one, simple, is to turn. So those toggles are also, of course, our steering toggles. So this is how you'll be able to do your turns in the sky and control your canopy. Now, the amount of force that you'll pull your toggles with will have an impact on how fast you're gonna turn, but also how much altitude you're gonna lose, because the more you pull, the more altitude you lose. The second way is flat turns. Now, those are very important on the safety side because, like I said, when you pull hard on a toggle, you end up losing a lot of altitude while turning fast. So if you want to remain safe, especially under 2,500 feet, we want to make sure that our turns are conservative so that we're not losing as much altitude. So flat turns is simply using your toggles to turn, but you pull it gently so that your turns are not making you lose too much altitude. The third way to use your toggles is for flaring. So as they are helping you to steer in the sky, they are also helping you to slow down your canopy enough when it's time for you to land. So this is called flaring, and when we're landing, we want to coordinate that flare to a perfect timing to reach the ground softly. As we use flaring to land softly, you can reuse the same technique but up in the sky, and that's what we call stalling your canopy. And that's an exercise you should do to get to know your canopy better. So it's simply that you're gonna do a full flare in the sky above 2,500 feet, of course, to be safe. So we're doing it a full flare, and you stay there fully extended until your canopy stalls. And what will happen is that your canopy will most likely fold in half and you're gonna lose all the pressure in it, and so you're gonna feel yourself go backward. And this is explained by the fact that your canopy is not supporting you anymore, so you're kind of getting back into free fall a little bit. You want to make sure to release your toggles slowly, even though you're stressed and your heart squeezes, for your canopy to regain its pressure and speed. If you're releasing your toggle too fast, you might end up with line twists and put yourself in a situation that you don't necessarily want to be. So stalling your canopy above 2,500 feet is a good way for you to get to know your stalling point, because you don't want to reach it while you're landing. So make sure to know where it stands with your canopy and your weight, and this way you'll be safer in your landings as well. If you're a newer skydiver jumping a very large canopy for your weight, you might have some hard time to stall your canopy in the air, and the reason is you're not loading it enough. If you end up not being able to stall your canopy, you might want to turn your brake lines a turn or two to repeat the procedure in order to see if at that point you can stall your canopy. If you need to roll your lines around your hands, it means that your stalling point is late enough for you to land safely every time. But the optimum stalling point would be right after your landing. Now, let me know in the comments below, what is your experience stalling your canopy? Were you able to recover slowly, not having any line twist? Or maybe it was very shaky when you recovered? Let me know below. The fourth way for you to use your toggles is to slow down your descent rate. Especially when you're preparing to enter in your landing pattern, you might see other canopies that are faster and losing more altitude while flying, so you might want to let them go before you in the landing pattern. So to do that, you simply need to pull your brakes a little bit, maybe halfway, to slow down your descent rate. This way, those faster canopy can get into the pattern earlier, and you'll be able after that to be alone or almost alone in your landing pattern. This is a great way to focus on your landing and avoid any possible intersection or collisions in the landing pattern. Finally, the fifth way for you to use your toggle is also the best way to do your landing pattern, and it's half break. This is the best position you can be in your landing pattern before your final leg. And the reason is that at that point you can always either go faster or slower. So if you need to do modification to your flight path in order to reach your target, well, you can always adjust your descent rate with your toggles. So flying half break is the best way to fly in your landing pattern in your first and second leg, but in final, what you want to do is always go all the way up until you're ready to flare. Because you want to disrupt your canopy flight the less possible in final. This is how you're gonna get your best landings. So let it fly, hands up all the way up, and simply start your flare at the right time. And at that point, when you enter your final leg, you always need to already know where you're gonna land. So all the adjustments you need to do to reach your target should be done prior to this moment. And if at the end you need minor correction, you might consider using your harness to correct the path of your flight a little bit, but always keep your hands up. This is not the best time to use your toggle. Now, if you'd like to get some tips on how to improve your landings specifically, you can click here and watch the video about 5 tips to improve your landing skills. Alright, so I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if so, and consider subscribing not to miss all of our videos all about skydiving. And on that, be safe out there, keep jumping of course, and blue skies.